What's up, guys? Matt Brown here for TheLions.com, PlayPicks.com. We're going to talk some Thursday night football between the Browns and the Broncos. Got an angle here that I think maybe we can go with. Before we get going, as always, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up and let us know in the comment section how you're going to play this game. Everything we do absolutely free. And if you are a subscriber of the channel, we're going to do a pretty big giveaway. Thanks for getting us to 10,000. We are really, really looking forward to a big giveaway here in a couple of weeks. All right, guys, so listen, we're looking at right now 2, 2.5, 1.5, so basically anything between 1.5 and 2.5 as far as the spread goes. In this one, you can see the total sitting here somewhere in the 41.5 range. The big news in this game is just injuries, right? And it's on both sides of the ball. If you start with the Broncos, Baron Browning and Aaron Patrick are both out, both starting linebackers for the Broncos. Then on the questionable side, left tackle Garrett Bowles, safety Caden Starnes, and then the other Starnes, and the other big one obviously is quarterback Teddy Bridgewater, who is questionable in this game, which is really, really going to be hard to handicap this thing until we know what's going to go on. And really, we won't know that until 90 minutes before game time. But the real other big news is just it's even worse on the Brown side of the ball, right? So the guys that we know that are out, quarterback Baker Mayfield's going to miss his first game of his professional career. Baker is out. Running back Nick Chubb is out. Of course, his backfield mate there in Kareem Hunt got put on IR. Cornerback A.J. Green already ruled out. And here's all the questionables for the Browns this week. Odell Beckham, Jadeveon Clowney, right tackle and left tackle, Jack Conklin, Jedrick Wills, center, J.C. Trotter. So 3 starting offensive linemen, questionable. Defensive tackle Malik Jackson to go along with Jadeveon Clowney is questionable. Then Malcolm Smith and Mack Wilson, linebackers, both questionable for the Browns. Now that said, all those guys got in limited practices on Wednesday except for Beckham and Treader. So listen, that pretty much signals probably no Odell Beckham, probably no J.C. Treader. So probably no starting center, probably no Odell Beckham. Jarvis Landry doesn't look like he's going to make it back this week. I think they're targeting next week for him to come off of IR. No Baker Mayfield, no Nick Chubb, no Kareem Hunt, no A.J. Green. That's at minimum. Maybe one of these other guys doesn't go as well. So it is just absolutely crazy here, the injury stuff that we're dealing with. I'll let you come down here and look at this game matchup and read along if you want to. But really what this comes down to is, what do we think that Case Keenum, who's going to be stepping in for Baker Mayfield, is going to be able to do with this team? You know, I mean, listen, Case Keenum had one good season, and past that, he's been pedestrian as hell. He has been absolutely borderline bad since that one good season in Minnesota. So, I mean, we're looking at a guy here who hasn't taken a meaningful snap in a couple of years now. But on the other side of the ball, what if Teddy Bridgewater can't go? And then it's Drew Lock. So we have so many question marks heading into this game. The one thing we do know, this total is extremely low, sitting at 41.5. When we take a look at this, I mean, listen, what we've got is, I could read you the advanced metrics for the Browns, but I mean, what good does it really do? This is going to be a shell of the team that takes the field. So I can sit here and try and tell you, well, the offense, by the way, you know, was with 8th overall DVOA. It was 5th overall by Pro Football Focus. They're not going to have Baker Mayfield. They're not going to have Nick Chubb. They're not going to have Kareem Hunt. Probably not going to have Odell Beckham. So like all these numbers really don't matter, right? Don't really mean anything. I can talk about the Denver offense a little bit, but what if it's not Teddy Bridgewater? Well, all these numbers don't mean anything either. But I can tell you it's a middle of the pack offense for the Broncos. Middling. 16th DVOA, 17th Pro Football Focus. 19th yards per play, 16th yards per pass, 19th early down EPA, right? So it's just kind of a very middling offense for them. On the defensive side of the ball for both of these teams, really, you know, look, whether Jadeveon Clowney or Malik Jackson play is pretty huge for Cleveland, considering they already have a couple of guys that are not going to be out there who have been dealing with injuries for a long time now. That said, on Cleveland's side, you know, they've been pretty good, especially getting pressure on the quarterback. They're 2nd overall in the league in pressure rate. They're 1st overall in pass rush win rate. But if Jadeveon Clowney doesn't go, then Malik Jackson doesn't go, it doesn't really mean a hill of beans, right? And then on the other side, if we're looking at what we've got on Denver's from a defensive standpoint, it's one of those things where they defend the run pretty well, but it doesn't really matter now with no Nick Chubb and no Kareem Hunt. So, what are we going to get anyway? I think this is going to be the first time that we get one of these Thursday night stinkers, one of these slow slogs, really just kind of gross games on a Thursday night where both teams on a short week, both dealing with a ton of injuries, are just really going to be trying to get out of there, get a close, ugly win, and move on with the season. What we're also getting in this game is the 29th and 30th situation neutral teams in the league as far as running plays and how fast they want to run plays. So you already have two teams who want to run really slow offense as it is anyway, and now they're all beat up as it is. So do you really want to be hurrying and running a bunch of plays with your banged up offenses and banged up defenses and things like that? And I don't think that's going to be the case. I think if anything, they go even slower in this thing, which is really what leads me to the play here. And it is kind of a hold your nose, because if you guys did listen to any of our content, any of our preseason content, I was extremely high on the Browns. I think as far as the side goes, it's the Broncos or pass. The way I'm going to play this thing, though, is I'm going to open up a teaser leg, and I'm going to put the Broncos up to 8.5 in this thing in a game with only a 41 total. So think how valuable that is. The game is supposedly only going to have somewhere in the neighborhood of 41 points scored, and you've got +8, +8.5 on a team. Do we really think Case Keenum is going to go out there with Donovan Peoples-Jones and blow the doors off, here against this Broncos defense? I just don't. And look, Dearness Johnson, who's going to be the running back there for the Browns, if we wanted to look at another angle to play there from a prop side of things, I don't think it's the craziest thing in the world that he's able to meet these numbers, even though 59.5 is a fairly big number for a rushing prop, if we're being perfectly honest, and for anyone, much less a third string running back. But I don't see them just cutting Case Keenum loose to go out there and sling the ball all over the field. I think they're going to stick to their guns, stick to what they do well, and that's run the ball a lot. And I don't think this is a crazy total here, to be perfectly honest with you. I don't think this is a crazy number at all. And if you wanted to go ahead and just tack on rushing, receiving, I don't think that that's crazy either. If you wanted to play the over on both of those, or one or the other, if you think that maybe he gets a little bit more in the pass game. But I think Dearness Johnson is going to be a pretty big part of this game, as funny as that is to say, for the Browns. I think he's going to be one of the offensive focuses in this thing. So really small card for me in this one, guys. Again, I'm going to open up a teaser leg here with the Broncos, probably pair this up with one of these other games that we have this week that fall right in that realm, probably taking the Packers down here to 1.5. Pairing it up here with the Broncos up to 8.5 and just kind of going at that. And again, Dearness Johnson, if I can find I'll be searching around for the best number humanly possible, but I don't think it's the worst bet in the world to go ahead and play him over, because I think the Browns just kind of stick to what they want to do, and that's run the ball. And again, I don't think that it's in their best interest to go out there and have Case Keenum slinging all over the field to a bunch of backup receivers either. So, over on Dearness Johnson, open up a teaser leg with the Broncos. Let's get that thing paired up down there with the Packers, and let's pray for the best here. Let's pray it's not a crazy, horrible stinker of a game, but if it is, at least have the Broncos keep it within a touchdown. Guys, as always, follow those injury news as well. Really, really strong 90 minutes leading into kickoff. That can certainly make all the difference in this thing, depending on who's going to be in and who's going to be out. As always, everything we do is absolutely free, so really do appreciate the support here on the channel. Go ahead and subscribe. We really do appreciate all of you subscribers. Give us a thumbs up. Let us know in the comment section what you think of what I think is going to be a pretty nasty Thursday night football game. Good luck on all your bets.